Hello parents, Jessica Chavez here with Arizona Science Center, here to be a resource for you. We have a Parent Resource Live every Wednesday at 11 o'clock, just giving you tips, strategies, and tricks of the trade just for you. So we started this earlier in the spring, providing you resources that were tied to the lesson plans that we offered. Those are still on our website if you'd like to see those. But as we get into the summer, we wanted to add some other strategies that might be a little bit more exciting for our students, less standards heavy, but really a way to integrate learning in a fun way. So as you can see, I have a lot of games out. Some of them you might recognize, like Candyland. I have Apples to Apples, Left, Right, Center. I have some dice. All of these things are great things that you probably have at home, and maybe your student or your little one has looked at these 100 times. Maybe they've taken all the pieces out and then left them for you to clean up. But we wanted to talk about ways that we can hack games. So a lot of us know the rules of these games, and if not, definitely a Google search will give you all of the rules of each game. But how do we make those a little bit more enriching for our students, and how do we make it a little bit more exciting for us to empower them to have the lead on making something new? So we have taken a couple games and we have hacked them to tie into concepts that we have been sharing with some educators. So you are definitely encouraged to use some of our resources on our website, to use this as a baseline for what you're creating your game out of. So you can use life science, chemistry, environmental space. So there's all sorts of different topics, but I'm going to just talk about a couple and then ways that you can keep going with that. So we took Candyland here. So just to give you a quick premise of the game, you are supposed to take your little gingerbread character and get to the end of the board by using these cards. So these cards will tell you what color to move on to next, and that's how it will take you through the course. Now, what we have done, we have decided to take phases of the moon, for instance. And so we actually wrote on our cards. So if you're not really keen on your student writing on the cards or writing on the actual game, maybe have them use some construction paper or some other things that you might have around the house to do that. But we actually wrote on our cards. So as you can see, we have different phases of the moon. So it's asking what phase of the moon it is. So in order to move forward, you have to identify what phase they are in. So that's a quick way with just cards to really make that something exciting and unique. We have another one where we took Uno and we talked about rotation revolution. Now that's a little bit older, middle grades, fourth and up kind of concept, but that's not to say that your student couldn't learn it early or you couldn't change the concept. So again, identifying rotation versus revolution, and then being able to put a card down. So what I would do first with the student is just make sure that they know the general idea of the game and what are the concepts. So I would say maybe, okay, Candyland, tell me about that. What does that look like? How do we get to the end of the course? Like what's the goals? And then I would have them brainstorm. So again, going through the engineering design process, maybe they're using their notebook, the Burrito Journal. That's a previous video for those of you who are new. But maybe they can outline some of the ideas of what the rules are and then talk about ways that they can hack it or change the rules to make it a little bit different. And then what you can do is maybe pick a topic. And maybe it's something easy, like maybe they're animals, let's just say. List the animals. And how could you teach about animals while playing this game, and really giving them the charge to start thinking through that process. So that's where they can go, and then they can hack the game. Again, you don't have to follow the rules of the exact game. This is really just an inspiration for them to come up with their own ideas. So really, whatever you have on hand is more than enough. So don't worry about that. I've even done things with my students where they were inspired by this, but they had to create their own game board. And so we chose to do animal habitats. So they had to talk about the different areas that animals live in, and they had to create a dice game. So some students created a heads up game where you had to identify the right habitat to the animal. There's other ways that you could talk about food chains. A lot of the lessons that we have, you can enrich by creating a game hack. So that is my quick tip for today. Hopefully you feel comfortable sharing what your students have done. But game hack is a great way, and a great way to keep them occupied for quite a bit of time as they tweak and modify their game. So again, going through that engineering design process is huge, and a great way to keep them engaged and keep them being iterative. So trying different things, going back and forth, deciding what works and what doesn't, creating a plan, and then executing it and testing it. So again, that's my tip for today. I hope you all are doing well this Wednesday. As you might have heard, we are going to be opening to our members this weekend and to the public in about a week. So that's really exciting. Again, with your safety of the utmost importance. So please feel free to check out our website. We have 3 different tours. We have our T-Rex Victoria tour, we have our superhero science, and we have our stellar space tour right now. So again, low numbers, really trying to keep everybody safe, but really trying to educate people on just the best practices of being safe at the Science Center. So hope to see you soon. We will see you next Wednesday. I would love to see what kind of hacks you come up with, and have a great day. Bye.